Last night at Genesis, a new era in the WWE commenced. Battles were fought, and champions were crowned.
Wait a minute, on top rope, spiral tap! Can't hear, and oh my god! For the first time in 23 years, the War Machine is ECW champion! What the hell is Hogan doing? He dropped the leg! Hogan just dropped the leg on Cody Rhodes. Hogan just screwed Cody Rhodes out of the WWE Championship. World Heavyweight Champion right now. He can't believe it. He's trying to wake up John Cone and Roode the low blow. This has gotta be it. Glorious DDT. The X Factor Professional Wrestling, the leader of the Salvage Generation, is the new World Heavyweight Champion.
And at the end of it all, the best in the world made his return.
Oh my god! Robert Roode, CM Punk, face to face, eye to eye, nose to nose here, and oh my god! Come on! And now taunting him here, looking for a strike, but no! Punk can't back up, blocking the strike, and now he has him! Up on the shoulders! GTS! And Punk has Roode up again! Another GTS!
The stage is set. The time is now. How will the new World Heavyweight Champion Robert Roode react to the shocking return of CM Punk? Find out now on the Raw Warzone.
Can CM Punk be your next World Heavyweight Champion? From St. Louis, Missouri, we welcome you all to Monday Night Raw, Episode 1. We are 24 hours removed from a very successful and monumental Genesis PLE, and here tonight, the Raw roster will bring to you Women's Fatal 4A action as Rhea Ripley takes on Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, and Candice LeRae. In 4-way action, the winner of this matchup will have future implications for a future women's title matchup in 2 weeks, but more on that later on tonight. As along with that, it was 24 hours ago at Genesis, where this man made his shocking return to WWE. That's right, Raven is back here in the WWE. He is exclusive to Monday Night Raw, and after attacking Seth Rollins last night at Genesis, he will explain his actions. Why did Raven do it? We will hear from him later on tonight. But first things first, here's the general manager, Nick Magnus Aldis, in his office as he welcomes us all to Monday Night Raw, 24 hours removed from our Genesis PLE. We crowned a WWE and ECW champion, but more importantly, we crowned a new World Heavyweight Champion in an 8-man Gold Rush tournament. The final saw Robert Roode defeating AJ Styles, and at the end of it all, as you hear the crowd chanting right there, yes, you heard it right, CM Punk is back here in the WWE, and Magnus not too happy that the crowd is chanting over him here. But if anything, Nick Aldis now giving the floor to this man. The best in the world is back here in the WWE, and he is exclusive to Monday nights. It is the voice of the voiceless, the Second City Saint, the man who hit 2 go-to-sleeps right to the face of Robert Roode after Roode's world title victory over AJ Styles in the finals of the Gold Rush tournament. Here comes CM Punk. Of course, as you saw from the Genesis recap at the top of the show, what a night it was, the 8-man Gold Rush tournament featuring 8 of Raw's draft picks. The draft picks later on tonight during our opening contest, in a matter of minutes, will be revealed as we will take a look at the entire Raw roster. But here's a look at what happened last night at Genesis. Of course, you can watch now on demand on the channel. But there you have it. Roode cheating to beat Styles, and then afterwards Roode celebrating, and then all of a sudden the static hits, and then CM Punk came down to the ring. Roode would blindside Punk, but then Punk was able to retaliate back with 2, count them 2, go-to-sleeps on the Robert Roode, and then Punk would celebrate with Roode's World Heavyweight Championship right then and there to end off the show. Genesis, of course, came to us from Chicago, Illinois, so Punk, the hometown kid last night, and he's given a pretty good reaction here from St. Louis as he thanks general manager Nick Magnus Aldis. And well, he is back home, and wait a minute here. That's Robert Roode, and Roode not gonna let Punk get anything off his chest here. You best believe that Roode not too happy about what happened last night at Genesis. His crowning moment, he was in the main event, his crowning moment was ruined courtesy of CM Punk. And well, choice words from Punk here saying, yes, he is the world champion, but if you ask CM Punk, he was given the bye due to Lashley and Joe both getting counted out. If he met either one of those men in the semifinals, he wouldn't even have made it to the finals to go on to face AJ Styles for a title. Well, if you ask me, Roode did earn it. However, by questionable means, of course, in his victory over Sami Zayn and then AJ Styles in the finals. And of course, the bye due to the Lashley and Joe double count out here. But regardless of who was going to win the world title last night, Punk was going to GTS them regardless. He's coming for the World Heavyweight Championship, but before he does, Roode has some unfinished business with someone else. Well, Punk saying he'll see Roode tonight, what does that mean? Punk walking off now. Punk says he'll see Roode tonight. Could that mean what I think it means? But Roode, he wants Punk to come back, calling him a coward, but Punk, his business here is already done for. And Roode is confused. Oh, well, wait a minute. That's AJ Styles. Styles with a phenomenal forearm. Roode turned around. He didn't see it coming. Styles picking up the World Heavyweight Championship, a title that he feels should be his. But of course, last night, he got screwed over by Robert Roode. Roode with a low blow while the referee was down. And of course, multiple steel chair shots to the skull of Styles. Styles getting some semblance of revenge here tonight to kick things off. But if anything, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting word, as you see from the graphic right here, it's now official. That's what Punk meant when he'll see Roode later on tonight. It's your main event tonight on Monday Night Raw, and it's for the World Heavyweight Championship. Raw's newest signing, CM Punk, will be one-on-one against Robert Roode in tonight's main event for Roode's newly won World Heavyweight Championship. What a blockbuster main event that is here tonight for Raw. But if anything now, we kick things off here with our first match here tonight, our first of 4 matches here tonight in St. Louis, Missouri. And very quickly before we go on to this opening contest, there was a draft. Of course, as we mentioned at Genesis, there was a draft off camera before Genesis between all 3 brands, Raw, ECW, and SmackDown. And here is what the 22 slots of Raw are looking like. The first overall draft pick is the former Universe Champion of 2K20 Universe Mode, Seth Rollins. The former WWE Champion, Kofi Kingston of SmackDown, he's number 2. The OC are 3, Samoa Joe is 4. Along with that, Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, Kevin Owens, Bianca Belair, Imperium are 9. Robert Roode, of course, a World Heavyweight Champion, he was drafted at number 10. Ricochet and Braun Strowman are here. Lashley, Sami Zayn, LA Knight, The Usos, The Way, The Street Profits, Gigi Dolan, Santos Escobar, along with Elektra Lopez. Xavier Woods is 20, Chelsea Green is 21, The Miz is 22, and the new science as of Genesis are Raven, and also so new that he's not even on the graphic yet, CM Punk. And well, if anything, along with that, there you see 4 individuals right there. Sami Zayn, Gunther, Santos Escobar, and Ricochet. They are the 4 men chosen to be a part of the Round Robin Tournament. That's right. There's the NXT title Round Robin Tournament. And no, it is not confusing. You win by pinfall, you get 3 points. If you win by submission, you get 4 points. If you win by disqualification, a referee stoppage, or a countout, you will only get 2 points. And lastly, if you lose by DQ, then you will lose 3 points. So you get negative 3 points, those will count. And if you simply just lose, go to a no contest, or a double countout, you get 0 points. So if you lose by pinfall or submission, 0 points. If it's a no contest somehow, 0 points. And if both you and your opponent get counted out, also 0 points. It's pretty simple, I swear. We'll see the score system come into play across these next couple weeks. But if anything, here comes the highlight of the night. One half of the former Raw Tag Team Champions, along with the man behind him, Braun Strowman. They won the titles back in 2K20 One Night Stand Extreme Rules against Anderson and Gallows. And well, if anything, later on, immediately afterwards, Ricochet had a face-off against AJ Styles for the United States Championship. He was unsuccessful in that matchup, but Ricochet had 2 matches in one night. That night, back in 2K20 One Night Stand Extreme Rules, came up short back in the first ever episode of 2K20 Universe Mode against Seth Rollins, who was the Universal Champion at that time as well. Ricochet's had some big match experience. He's had title matches for both the Universal title, which is now of course known as the World Heavyweight title. It will carry over the same lineage. Had matches for the United States Championship against AJ Styles as well. And oh, what a big chop right there. And of course, former Raw Tag Team Champion, and now again a shot here at the NXT Championship, which back in 2K20 held by Keith Lee. Of course, Keith Lee no longer in the company. What a chop by Gunther yet again. And so, the NXT title will now be exclusive to Monday Night Raw. You know, another chop to the chest by Gunther. NXT has been discontinued, replaced with ECW. But the title will now move on over to Monday nights, and Gunther and Ricochet will be 2 of the 4 men who across these next couple weeks will compete in this round-robin tournament for a shot at the vacant NXT Championship. The 2 men who have the most points at the end of the round-robin tournament will go on to the finals, and the other 2, well, see you bye. Better luck at a later date if anything. And Gunther here, just non-stop chops and aggression on Ricochet. Imperium, Vinci and Kaiser watching on. Of course, Strowman watching on for Ricochet. And a very promising opening contest here in 2K24 Universe mode in the first ever episode of Monday Night Raw. Though. Big chop to the chest right there by Gunther. And another one. And another one. These 2 overhand chops here, overhead chops. And now, just gonna bring Ricochet back into the corner here, just punching him here. A knife edge chop right there. The chest of Ricochet just has to be just stinging with agony right now. And oh, getting the shoulder up at 2 though. Gonna take a little bit more than that to keep down Ricochet, as we have evidence from 2K20 Universe mode. He is very resilient. And oh, Gunther is looking. And now just mocking here, taunting Braun Strowman. I don't know how wise that is here. And now, Gunther going back on the offense here. And a gourd buster planting down Ricochet. Gunther looking just amazing here. And Ricochet in the corner, big boots. Big boot in the corner by Gunther. And now he's firing up. But Ricochet getting back up to his feet here, trying to fight back with that forearm shot. And Gunther trying to stand back with a chop, but no. And no, super kick by Ricochet. And oh, bicycle kick. And down goes Gunther. He's back up though. Ricochet now. A flurry of offense. Meteor right there. Ricochet here. Pulling off an out of nowhere comeback scenario maybe. Slices it up. Crossbody. Planted down Gunther. And now springboard moonsault as well. Oh, to the lower back of Gunther. And now Gunther, I think he was gonna roll to the outside for a little bit of a breather. But no, Ricochet just staying him, keeping him in place. And now, what else could Ricochet be looking for here? Gunther was on the offense until Ricochet was able to take control after reversing one of the chops here. And now after the springboard clothesline, oh, only 2. Ricochet, a major flurry of offense over the last couple of seconds here. And now it's Gunther who's on the defense here. No. Drop kick right there, and another one to the back. And oh, Kaiser and Vinci now distracting Ricochet as Gunther rolls to the outside to try and catch a quick breather here. Trying to come back to speed of Ricochet. Ricochet still being distracted here. And Gunther gonna take advantage. Clothesline to the back of the head. Oh, you've got to be kidding me here. Imperium saw their leader struggling, and they're just gonna help him out here. Powerbomb folds him up like an accordion, and Gunther puts away Ricochet in your opening contest. Talk about a 50-50 type of match if you ask me. First 50% of that was Gunther, last 50 was Ricochet. These 2 men exchanging just big controls of offense. But there you see a win by pinfall will give Gunther 3 points. Ricochet will stay at 0. Next week we'll see Sami Zayn taking on Santos Escobar. But Gunther gets one step closer to maybe, just maybe, becoming our first ever NXT champion here in 2K24 Universe mode. And wait a minute here. Well, that's a live feed into the office of Gen Manager Nick Magnus Aldis as he's talking to CM Punk. Of course, we'll see Punk later on tonight in our main event for the World Title. But Magnus here saying he could be a very powerful ally for Punk behind the scenes. He allowed Punk to attack Robert Roode last night to end off the show. Punk is a big draw. He draws the big money in the ratings. And as long as he's on top of the business, both him and Magnus can succeed. That sounds awfully political, and Punk, he sees it the same way I do. Punk not gonna play the politics of Nick Magnus Aldis, so thanks but no thanks. CM Punk could simply succeed on his own. As Punk walks away from the office of Nick Magnus Aldis, I gotta wonder, is that really that wise to CM Punk? Well, more on that in a second, as we are now backstage here with broadcast colleague Jackie Redmond as she welcomes in her guest this time, Rhea Ripley, who in a matter of moments will face off in that Fatal 4-Way matchup with future women's title implications. But Rhea Ripley says that she should have been given that women's title in a silver platter. She's the baddest woman in the WWE, so regardless if she has to face off against 3 or 13 other opponents, so simply beat them all and get the title that she rightfully deserves. So Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Candice LeRae, well, they better beware, because in a matter of moments that Fatal 4-Way will happen. Future women's title implications. The winner of this 4-Way will go on in 2 weeks at Raw Episode 3 to face off against the winner of next week's Fatal 4-Way. But if anything, more on that in a second, as I want to just circle back around here to what we just saw a couple of seconds before the interview with Rhea Ripley and Jackie Redmond. It seemed like Magnus was extending an olive branch to CM Punk. I'm not sure how wise that was for Punk to decline. It seemed like Magnus wanted to start a little bit of a working relationship, a little bit of a I scratch your back, you scratch mine type of thing with CM Punk. Punk does not want to play the politics of Nick Magnus Aldis ahead of tonight's World Heavyweight title matchup where he'll face off against Robert Roode. Well, Magnus seemed a little bit awfully power hungry, maybe, I guess you could say. Trying to pull the strings and trying to make Punk his puppet, I guess you could say. Well, interesting things coming up here on Monday night. But if anything, the Fatal 4-Way is up next. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here on Monday Night Raw. As in a matter of moments, the women's Fatal 4-Way will commence. There's Bianca Belair. Candice LeRae has already made her way into the ring as well. And here comes the fourth and final entrant in this matchup. The former Raw Women's Champion, the first ever Raw Women's Champion here in 2K20 Universe Mode history. Well, he's back in 2K20 Universe Mode. It's the man, Becky Lynch. And the women's title will be exclusive to Raw. The Women's World Heavyweight Championship will be exclusive to SmackDown. The women's title will take up the lineage of the Raw Women's title. The Women's World Heavyweight title will take up the lineage of the SmackDown Women's title. Former Raw Women's Champions back in 2K20 Universe Mode, the order was Becky Lynch, and then Naomi, and then that was it. Becky, almost immediately back in Raw Episode 2 back in 2K20 Universe Mode, successfully defended the title over Ruby Riott, and then will go on and lose the title to Naomi. Who Naomi, of course, held it for a good couple weeks before Universe Mode was cancelled back in 2K20. But regardless, here we go. These 4 women having a major opportunity, and if Becky is to win this Fatal 4-Way here tonight, go on in 2 weeks, and challenge the winner of next week's Fatal 4-Way, and win that matchup as well, then she will be a 2-time Women's Champion. We shall see how that works out, though. As Bianca Belair right there, taking down Candice with that spear. This is going to be awfully chaotic to try and call here. No! Bianca planting down Candice. The back of her skull into her knee. And Rhea now, who feels like she should have been given this women's title on a silver platter. Obviously, that's not going to work out that way. Magnus, you know, he seemed very keen on working with CM Punk until Punk declined. But even then, I don't think Magnus is really going to hand out any just titles to anyone, really, on a silver platter. I like to think Magnus at least has more integrity than that. No, Candice LeRae sweeping out the legs underneath of Becky Lynch while she was on the ring apron. And Destino on the outside. Candice watching her Naito tapes as Bianca now working on Rhea Ripley. And now Bianca has Ripley up here. No! Plants her down to hook and ladder. Almost like a glam slam of sorts, but not fully. As Becky plants Candice LeRae across the announce table. We saw a chaotic Fatal 4-Way like this last night. Genesis, courtesy of the ECW brand, the hardcore 4-way dance between Rhino, Dijak, Tommaso Ciampa, and Karen Cross. Yeah, no, snap suplex. Of course, that one was more chaotic. Had a lot of weapons, very fan of ECW. At the end of it all, Rhino and Karen Cross were the final 2 men left in the matchup. And it was the War Machine Rhino who came victorious. We will see Rhino tomorrow night on ECW, the new ECW champion. He will be in action. And whoa, mobile lariats here by Rhea Ripley. And just went behind it there, but Becky gonna break it up. And now Exploder planting down Candice LeRae. And Rhea sends Bianca off the ropes. Bianca just gonna charge through her reverse. And just plants her down with a spear. Double one hook suplex by Becky to Candice LeRae. Into the cover here. This could be it. One fall to finish. No elimination. So it's not a four-way dance like it was last night for ECW. Simply a regular fail four-way. One fall to finish. And here we go. Disarm her. Becky Lynch has Candice LeRae here. Is Candice going to tap? Bianca just took down Rhea Ripley. And no, drop kick to break it up. And now, as Candice rolls to the outside, try and catch a breather, Bianca hooks and ladder right there to Becky into the car. Rhea Ripley's knocked out. Can Bianca Belair advance to 2 weeks for Raw 3? No. Becky Lynch kicking out. These four women giving their all here to win this fatal four-way and go on to get a future women's title matchup in 2 weeks at our Raw special event, which will be revealed next week, both the name of it and the little tiny gimmick for the special event that we have planned out. But Candice LeRae now, top of her Corona planting down Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley taking down Candice LeRae with that clothesline. And now wait a minute here, Bianca has Rhea up, KOD! Kiss of death to Rhea Ripley, and now Bianca was trying over a pinfall, but Becky Lynch manhandle slam, planting down Bianca Belair. Chaos ensuing. This could be it, but Candice LeRae is right there. She breaks it up. A KOD from Bianca to Rhea, and then a manhandle slam from Becky to Bianca. Candice LeRae now trying to take Becky Lynch out of the equation, but no. And no, trying to aim after Bianca Belair to no avail, though, as Bianca was able to block it. As it's now Rhea and Becky, Candice and Bianca here. Uppercut right there. Becky Lynch taking down Rhea Ripley. And Belair now just gonna throw Candice to the outside. Oh my god, Bianca Belair. She's gonna fly. Oh, don't bank on Hilo. Planted down Candice LeRae. Down goes the Poison Pixie. And Rhea plants down Becky Lynch with that electric chair. But Candice LeRae gonna break it up. That reverse electric chair. Fallout style. And Rhea has Candice. And oh! Taking her down right there with the riptide, but Becky immediately there to break it up before the referee can even count one. Rebound shoulder tackle by Bianca, takes out Becky Lynch, and Rhea has Bianca up, riptide. Candice LeRae is dazed. She has no clue where she's at. She's dazed on the outside. Becky Lynch trying to get back inside the ring. Can she break it up in time? No! Rhea Ripley, in a way, just stole it. And Rhea Ripley will advance to 2 weeks for a shot at the vacant Women's Championship. If you ask me, as you see right there, I feel like Bianca, she took a lot of damage in that matchup. It was the kiss of death by her to Rhea Ripley, and then immediately afterwards the manhandle slam, and then, like what, 90 seconds afterwards, Rhea Ripley with the riptide. Bianca took a lot of damage within the closing moments of that matchup, and Rhea Ripley simply took advantage and is able to advance to 2 weeks to where she'll be in a one-on-one matchup for the vacant Women's Championship. Congrats to the Eradicator, but now, if anything, we gotta go backstage here, I'm hearing word, because that's Braun Strowman. He's choking the hell out of Ludwig Kaiser against that steel fence. What the hell? He said next time that him and Vinci involve themselves in Ricochet's business, he will squeeze both their heads like a grape, and then he'll be coming for Gunther next. Well, it's clear to say that Strowman's not too happy with Imperium costing Ricochet that matchup earlier on to kick us off that night. But regardless, we have to move on, because tomorrow night, on ECW Tuesday night, the Gen Manager Paul Lee Dangerously, he has a couple of major announcements to get off his chest. He will open up tomorrow night on ECW, and along with that, the man who Hulk Hogan gifted the WWE Championship on a silver platter, the Scottish Psychopath, Drew McIntyre, your new WWE Champion, will be appearing this Friday on SmackDown. And well, if anything, that's backstage, that's The Miz. He's in the office of Magnus. What could they be talking about? Because if anything, he's in action up next. And so we are back here in the Enterprise Center, the home of the St. Louis Blues, here in St. Louis, Missouri. As here comes the prize fighter Kevin Owens. It was last night at Genesis in the opening contest of the quarterfinals, where Owens, via shady circumstances, which Owens didn't really seem too happy about after the fact, where the lights went out, And it was later revealed that Raven was the man who attacked Seth Rollins, who of course after the matchup, once Owens left the vicinity, it was Raven who further attacked Rollins with a candlestick. So that's how Owens got the victory in the quarterfinals. And then in the semifinals, a great back and forth encounter between himself and AJ Styles. At the end of the day, Styles pulling off the spiral tap, a maneuver he hasn't done in years, and he used to put away Kevin Owens to advance to the finals. So Owens 2 grueling matches, and now he has The Miz here now, who is Mr. Irrelevant, drafted in the number 22 spot. You gotta think, I think maybe there wasn't a live audio feed before we went a break when we caught The Miz in the office of Nick Magnus Aldis, but you gotta think maybe, just maybe, Miz was perhaps complaining to Magnus, how did he fall at number 22? Miz very accomplished, but he is technically Mr. Irrelevant, even with the sign-in, the free agency sign-ins of Raven and then Punk, which happened at Genesis. You know, Miz was drafted number 22. I think he's not maybe too happy about that one, and well, Kevin Owens, he has 3 matches in the last 24 hours. Well, 3 if you include this one right here, as Owens now just having enough of the Miz's shenanigans. Miz was trying to avoid Owens, and Owens not gonna let that happen. Back and forth encounter against AJ Styles last night in the semifinals of the Gold Rush tournament, and of course in the opening contest back in the quarterfinals, beating Seth Rollins. And The Miz, he's leaving. Miz trying to exit away here, and Owens not gonna let it happen. I think Miz was just simply trying to get counted out. He wanted an early night. I still wonder what the hell Miz and Magnus were talking about backstage. But regardless, Owens here, gonna try and drag The Miz back inside the ring here. Miz trying to get counted out. Kevin Owens not gonna let it happen here. You gotta think Owens not too happy about losing in the semifinals. So close yet so far. A great matchup against AJ Styles, but just wasn't good enough. He was not better than Styles to go on to the finals to face off against Robert Roode. And chop the chest right there by Owens. Another one. Carnell will tie up, and now has The Miz here. Fall away slam. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here tonight in the Enterprise Center in the Raw War Zone from St. Louis, Missouri, where after this matchup in a matter of minutes, the World Heavyweight Championship will be defended as the man who won it last night in the Gold Rush tournament, Robert Roode, defends against the newly returning CM Punk. And Owens here cleared the deck. Cannonball. Crushing The Miz in the corner. Kevin Owens here shoots the half. Can this be it? Can Owens rebound after last night's loss? No. Only 2. Miz, he is Mr. Irrelevant, was drafted in the final 22 slot for Monday Night Raw. And well, Owens, last time we left off back in 2K20 Universe mode, if anything, Owens was trying to say how he was going to become a future WWE champion. Of course, that never happened because 2K20 Universe mode was cancelled. Now, years later, that we're now here in 2K24, Owens has the opportunity to win the World Heavyweight title, which he had it last night, came up short in the Gold Rush tournament, losing in the semifinals to AJ Styles. But a victory here over someone as accomplished as The Miz could definitely put Owens back in the right spot to where he wants to be. As The Miz now just going to work here on the outside on the head of Kevin Owens. Miz not going to get a count out again, maybe. Just going to stomp him down on the chest here. Miz working all the way around Owens. He's worked on the knee. He's worked on the head right there, on the arm. Just basically on like every single ligament that he really could. And just going to stomp down the knees together here. And Miz, instead of trying to just simply get counted out, now he's going to try to get count out victory. He just might here, as well Miz just going to simply rest. And Owens back inside the ring, and just gonna knock him down. I don't even think The Miz saw him. He was too busy just mocking and pandering to the crowd that he didn't even see that Owens was right in front of him. And Owens flies. Kevin Owens diving over the top rope, taking down The Miz. KO, so athletic for a man his size. Let's look at that again. Man, oh man. You know, Miz was looking good for a couple of seconds. And then he got up on the top turnbuckle just to start mocking Kevin Owens and pandering to the crowd, and he didn't see that Owens was running right towards him. Into a cover now, here's Kevin Owens, and only 2. And Owens starting to get a little bit frustrated here. Feels like that should have been enough to put away the Miz. And oh, Miz is chopping now. Oh, Miz, the world famous It Kicks. Well, the man who used to do that move, no longer in here. He didn't have that much success back in 2K24 mode, sadly. Maybe we'll see him back here one day. Obviously, I'm talking about Dan and Bryan. But the Miz with the It Kicks. And now, the elbow to the lower back of Kevin Owens. And now, brings him up for that boot yet again. Make sure this right here is your 60-minute adrenaline rush of Universe mode. At least for Raw and SmackDown, ECW, it will be your half an hour adrenaline rush. But that's beside the point, as we are now more than halfway through the show. Here tonight in the Raw War Zone from St. Louis, Missouri. In a matter of moments, CM Punk returns to in-ring action here in the WWE as he challenges Robert Roode for the World Heavyweight title. And now Miz just working on the ground and Kevin Owens. Miz non-stop here with the offense, and now using the ropes for leverage here. 2, and now Owens still kicking out. Miz getting frustrated after that one, chopped the chest right there. And oh, thought maybe a stunner, but no, instead, fall away package bomb plants down the Miz. And no, Miz was playing possum. Owens was, I think he was gonna pin him, and Miz playing possum inside cradle. No, only 2 right there. Miz almost stealing it. Oh, Jesus. Big time double axe handle. Miz just so aggressive here in this matchup. Constantly going after a grounded Kevin Owens here. Not giving him any room to really breathe here. Big time neck breaker right there. Owens dazed here. Miz, oh, misses that big boot. Owens turns him around. Has him. Stunner. Out of nowhere, Miz will miss the big boot. And Kevin Owens. That one window of opportunity for Owens to hit the stunner. He nails it, and good night, Miz. And look at this here. Miz so distracted in his own just, I don't really know what you can say, awesomeness, I guess. Yeah, sure, that's a pun and a half. But Miz so distracted by his own awesomeness. And he just did that. Couldn't see Owens coming, which was followed suit by a dive, and there you see the ending of the match right there. Miz misses the big boot. Owens spins Miz around, plants him down with a stunner, and Kevin Owens gaining more momentum here tonight on Monday Night Raw after coming up short in the semifinals of the Gold Rush tournament to AJ Styles. Owens, maybe looking to get on a good track here on Monday nights, and that's Becky Lynch. And oh, wait a minute! Well, a live feed pops up again backstage, and that's the reason why. Becky Lynch being attacked here by Candice LeRae. Of course, these 2 women were 2 of the 4 part of the Women's Fatal 4 we saw a couple minutes ago, along with Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. And Candice LeRae, she has to take her aggression out on someone. She's choosing Becky Lynch to step up in this gear. It's safe to say, really, that Candice LeRae is not happy about coming up short in that Fatal 4. She wasn't pinned. Bianca Belair was the woman who was pinned. She was dazed on the outside. So was Becky Lynch. Becky tried to break it up, but couldn't get there in time. And so Rhea Ripley advanced, and Candice LeRae not happy. Choking the life out Becky Lynch with that Gargano escape. Let her go. Becky has been completely blindsided here by Candice LeRae. LeRae decides to take out her aggression on Becky Lynch. But now, if anything, we have to move on to backstage. Our broadcast colleague, William Regal, who wants a word, who was going to get a word with a Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. 40 hours ago at Genesis, he interviewed Joe, and Joe promised him and us, the entire WWE Universe, that at the end of the night, you will call Samoa Joe World Heavyweight Champion, and that did not come into fruition. Instead, what happened? Samoa Joe got carried away. I'll tell you, that's right. Feels like those 2 men brought for ages, really. But if anything, Lashley got the better of that exchange. But now Samoa Joe, he has a new proclamation, a new promise. Bobby Lashley made him a liar. He turned his words into an apparition, and so for that, Joe is gonna make Lashley pay. And last night, Genesis, if Lashley destroys, then that means Samoa Joe, he tortures. After a count-out draw, Lashley hit Joe with 2 spears. He destroyed him, and now Samoa Joe is simply out for blood. The next time Joe sees Lashley, he will make him pay. And Lashley once again needs to remember these words, and that's that Joe is gonna kill you. Samoa Joe, insanely motivated. And wait a minute, that's Raven. Well, him and Joe have some history. The stare down right there. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, the Raven will speak. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here on the Raw War Zone from St. Louis, Missouri. And there's Raven, who last night attacked Seth Rollins, Genesis, and wait a minute. Speaking of Rollins, there he is. Neckbreaker. Seth Rollins blindsiding, attacking Raven. 24 hours ago, Raven did the same to Rollins. Curb stop. And now the mosh pit taunt. It was last night at Genesis that the Raven made his return to WWE, costing Rollins his matchup against Kevin Owens in the quarterfinals of the Gold Rush tournament, and then destroying him with a candlestick after the matchup, playing him down with the Raven effect. And as Rollins takes off the mask of Raven, he's now going to go to the outside here. And of course, later on in the night at Genesis, Rollins was laid out backstage in the same mask that Raven had on his face a couple of seconds ago. Written on it were the words serotonin, and oh my god. Raven gets planted down, getting a taste of his own medicine, it feels like, courtesy of Seth Rollins, as Rollins laying him to waste right there with a candlestick. Well, I can't say Raven deserves it. Actually, no, he does deserve it. He does deserve it. He cost Rollins his dream of becoming World Heavyweight Champion yet again. Rollins, former Universal Champion, that lineage from 2K20 now carries over into the newly reinstated World Heavyweight title. Raven cost Rollins the opportunity, and now Rollins gets his revenge. He broke the candlestick across the skull of Raven. Exactly like how Raven did to Rollins last night at Genesis. And well, Rollins was trying to size Raven up for something, but Raven instinctively getting back up. You gotta keep this man down somehow. It's difficult, but Rollins is doing it. Oh no, not on the outside. Curb stomp. Seth Rollins is out for vengeance. He's out for revenge. He's out for blood, and he has got his pound of flesh. He answers back at Raven. Raven has been laid out. Rollins gets even after what happened 24 hours ago. Well, man, this is an insane night. This is your 16-minute adrenaline rush, alright? If anything now, in a matter of moments, CM Punk, he's back. He's exclusive to Monday nights, and he's gonna take on the World Heavyweight Champion, Robert Roode, for the World Heavyweight title. That right there is up right now. And here comes the best in the world. Last night made his shocking return to WWE at Genesis after the finals where saw Robert Roode win the World Heavyweight title, getting the best of AJ Styles. The referee got knocked out towards the end of the contest. Styles hit the Styles Clash onto Roode. He got a 10 count. The crowd counted 10, but senior official referee John Cohn was laid out. He could not make the count. When Styles tried to wake John Cohn up, Robert Roode hit the low blow from behind AJ, and then got the steel chair, crushed it across the skull of AJ Styles on 2 separate occasions, got rid of the evidence, hit the glorious DDT, and then by that point, John Cohn was back up to his feet, didn't see anything, and Roode took advantage. Got the pinfall victory, and that right there is how Robert Roode became the World Heavyweight Champion. Of course, you stick around to after this main event. At the end of the contest, we will show you the highlights of Genesis, which of course you could now watch on demand here on the channel. 2K24 Genesis pay-per-view, all of it in full is now of course on the channel from last night. What a pay-per-view it was. Last night, that man CM Punk making his return, attacking this man, the It Factor of professional wrestling, the glorious one, the leader of the selfish generation, and a man who you can now call your World Heavyweight Champion of Monday nights. It's Robert Roode. As the crowd still chants gloriously, though he doesn't have that theme anymore. But that's beside the point. After Roode's victory, Punk making a shocking return, and we saw the glitch pop up earlier on in the night. The static glitch for CM Punk. At least hinting at the arrival of Punk. It popped up during Roode's celebration after he cheated to beat Sami Zayn in the quarterfinals. That popped up. We thought it was just a little bit of a production error. It popped up again after Styles beat Kevin Owens in the semifinals later on. And once again, we just chalked it up to a production error. And then it popped up again during Roode's celebration of winning the World Heavyweight title. And then that was when Punk's music hit, and he came out. And the end of the night, the visual 2 go to sleep by CM Punk, and Punk raising up the World Heavyweight Championship. The title you see on your screen right now, the title that's up for grabs here in the main event of Raw Episode 1 here tonight in the Raw War Zone. The best in the world is ready.
And his opponent from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 235 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, the glorious Robert Roode.
The World Heavyweight Champion, the leader of the Selfish Generation, is also ready. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here is your main event of episode 1 of Monday Night Raw here in 2K24 Universe Mode. Our first Monday Night Raw episode since all the way back in 2K20 Universe Mode. It's the return in CM Punk. It's the World Heavyweight Champion, Robert Roode. John Cone lifts up the belt. Ladies and gentlemen, your 60-minute adrenaline rush of Universe Mode is sadly coming to an end, as we now get to the final few minutes of the show, but it's going now on one hell of an end, as the crowd immediately chants for CM Punk. It is electric here tonight in St. Louis, Missouri, and already here, Punk inside cradle. John Cone into position. Can Punk win it already? No, only 2. Oh my god, he was close. He almost had Roode. Roode taunting, getting cocky right there. And oh, big form. Man, what a night we've had so far. Chaotic night. Maybe, just maybe, we could rest here in our last contest of the night. And Roode, oh, looking for a chop right there. Punk was able to reverse. And oh, turns him around, spins him around with that punch. And now here we go. Once again, gonna roll him up. This time, it's a schoolboy rub and only 2 yet again. Roode being caught slipping here. Punk trying to catch him with that element of surprise. It's not working out too well. It's not getting Punk the victory. But you know, Roode, he is getting rolled up here, and now Punk just gonna mock him with those push-ups. And Roode, oh! Well, Punk wasn't looking at him. He had a sixth sense. Punk, he talks a lot about clobbering time, to quote the Thing, Ben Grimm, but if anything in that scenario, he wasn't the Thing, he had spidey sense. But regardless now, Roode looking to take advantage of Strong Irish whip into the corner right there, and Robert Roode now feeling himself here, and oh, running neck breaker. And well, Punk, he did touch in there earlier on to open up the night once Roode came out to confront him. And that's the fact that Robert Roode, compared to especially AJ Styles, who he met in the finals of the Gold Rush tournament, Roode had an easier path in that 8-man tournament. The 8-man one-night Gold Rush tournament, Roode had an easy path, because he was going to meet Sami Zayn in the last matchup of the quarterfinals, but the matchup before his, the third matchup of the quarterfinals, was Samoa Joe and Bobby Lashley, and in that matchup, both men, well, they brought to the outside in the exact same spot that Roode and Punk are in right now, where Lashley cut Joe in half with a spear, could not get back inside the ring in time before the referee's 10 count, and so it was a double count out. Of course, they brawled after the matchup. That was insane. But, you know, Roode, he got the bye. After that, the winner of Roode and Zayn were going to get the bye. Thanks to the outcome of Samoa Joe and Bobby Lashley, it happened to be Roode after Roode used the exposed turnbuckle, planted Sami Zayn face first, and him with the glorious DDT, cheated his way to beat Sami Zayn in the quarterfinals to automatically advance to the finals because of the bye given from the double countout from Joe and Lashley. So Roode, he had an easy path, while AJ Styles last night had to go through Kofi Kingston, the former WWE Champion Kofi Kingston, in the quarterfinals. Caught him in midair with the Styles Clash, which was just amazing, really. That's how he was able to put away Kofi. And then in the semifinals, they're grueling back and forth encounter with Kevin Owens, so he had to pull out the Spiral Tap. First time in years that AJ did the spiral tap, pulled it out to advance. And then he tried his best, could not beat Robert Roode. And double R spinebuster on the outside by Roode. Granted, Roode did have to cheat to win and beat AJ. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Roode looking pretty damn good right now after that double R spinebuster. Of course, champion's advantage if Roode gets counted out here. You know, if Punk gets counted out here, Roode would attain the title. As Punk getting back up after Roode went back up to taunts yet again. Back-to-back taunts. Safe to say that Roode feels pretty damn good about himself right now. And exploder suplex on a CM Punk. Robert Roode, your World Heavyweight Champion. He's looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. The action will continue. We are back live here tonight in the Raw War Zone. This is your World Heavyweight Championship main event as during the commercial break. Roode taking Punk to the outside, smashing him face first against the table covering, the announce table covering, and then playing him down with that Northern Lariat. As now Roode choking the life out of CM Punk here with that crossface. Punk is in a world of trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, we have taken our final commercial break. The rest of this main event will be commercial free for the remainder of the time that we have left on the show. And Punk right there, kick to the gut. Trying to fight back here against Robert Roode. All commercial break, it was all Robert Roode. Roode took advantage before commercial. He took advantage during commercial. And as we come back from commercial, he's still in control here. And mobile stomps right there to CM Punk. Punk's first night back is a very difficult one, it seems like, as the World Champion Robert Roode giving everything he has here to retain that World Heavyweight title. You best believe Roode is not too happy about having to defend his World Heavyweight Championship immediately after winning it. But regardless, he has to here. But so far, he's doing pretty damn good against CM Punk. As now lifting Punk up after just mobile stomps. And Punk trying to fight back here. And takes it down the clothesline. And here we go! CM Punk having a second breath of wind. And second breath of wind. I don't think that makes much sense. A second life, I guess? I don't know. Whatever. Regardless, Punk now on the offense. Sends Roode to the corner. Oh man, here we go! Vintage CM Punk. The knee into the clothesline. Occasionally also a bulldog too. But Punk clocking Roode across the jaw with the knee, and here we go, the Second City Saints with the elbow drop into the heart of Roode, and only two. Punk, a close 2 count right there. CM Punk feels like I should have been it. Feels like I should have been the move to pull away Robert Roode to become World Heavyweight Champion. See right there, picture perfect elbow drop. Wasn't good enough to keep Roode down, but if anything, back to live action as Punk dives to the outside. He let Roode kind of catch a breather right there as Punk thought of a new strategy to continue the offense, decided to hit the dive. Well, Roode, a lot taken out of him after the elbow drop. No, only 2. Elbow drop and then the dive to the outside right here. Punk trying to become the World Heavyweight Champion here tonight here. We gotta wonder as he lifts up Roode up here, trying to think of something else. And just got tossed to the outside. Dragging the lifeless spot there, Roode, then dumping it to the outside like a sack of potatoes. Roode is dazed here, and by Suicida. Suicide dive by CM Punk. Punk, can he be the World Heavyweight Champion? I feel like he's about to do it. He might just do it. He's sizing Roode up. This might be it. He has the World Heavyweight Champion up. Gonna slip. CM Punk is gonna do it. Punk is gonna win the World Heavyweight title. What the hell? That's the Miz. Miz just broke it up. John Cone calls for the bell. That's a disqualification. The Miz ruins your main event. Skull crushing finale on a CM Punk. What the hell's the Miz doing here? He came up short of Kevin Owens a couple minutes ago. He lost to Kevin Owens. And now he's here in the main event attacking CM Punk. And come on, Roode. He looks unbarred. He seems pretty damn happy about it. Was this the plan all along? Are these two in cahoots or something? Roode and Miz attacking Punk. Glorious DDT right there by Robert Roode. Robert Roode doesn't seem too unbothered by the Miz interfering in his business. And Roode, he gave Punk to Miz. He dragged CM Punk to the waiting hands of the Miz, who plants him with a skull crushing finale. Robert Roode and the Miz, this 2-on-1 mug and this 2-on-1 assault, they look pretty damn happy with their dirty work here. As Miz now sliding to the outside of the ring here, going underneath the ring apron. Honestly, just what the hell, man? What a main event we were having. CM Punk had Robert Roode beat 1, 2, 3 with the GTS. Then the Miz comes down to cost a disqualification and cost CM Punk the World Heavyweight Championship. And Roode now, no, never mind. He was gonna hit Punk with a steel chair, but AJ Styles riding down. Styles coming to the aid of CM Punk. The Miz and the World Heavyweight Champion Robert Roode retreats as Styles comes to the aid of Punk. What does this mean for the World Title scene? Find out next week. We are out of time.
It's a lovely liftoff. That's not bad at all. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Roger that. Stand by for mode 1 Bravo.
This flag is a beautiful picture, and we very proudly deploy it on the moon, honor all those people who have worked so hard to put us here and to make the country and mankind something different than it was. That's one small step for man. I got a pitch-and-a-roll program, and this baby is really going. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.